Cool. We are here with Brandon Royval. He fights at LFA 79.
I believe so. I don't even know which one. I was on 78 or 79, or I was on 78. Now I'm on 79. It's like one of the two or something like that.
Yeah, right. Well, with Access TV kind of pulling the plug on the LFA, it kind of messed a few things up. But it looks like the LFA recovers. We're on UFC Fight Pass now, where you are going to be fighting for a title.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So you're coming off a win over UFC veteran Joby Sanchez. You finished him in the first round. So kudos to you on that one, which set up this title fight with Nate something or other.
Yep. Nate Williams.
There you go. Nate Williams. I almost said Jennerman. Wrong Nate. Talk to me about your upcoming title fights and what this guy brings to the table that we need to keep an eye
on. Nate Williams brings a shit ton of experience, man. He has like quadruple the fights I have. He brings a lot of experience. He brings a gritty attitude. He's a very good wrestler and a good scrambler, and he's willing to throw bombs, man. So what he brings to the table is just a lot of he's a veteran, man. He's a veteran. I think that's why he stepped up and took that opportunity right off the bat.
Okay, and your original opponent, Scoggins, unable to make the fight, which I really like that matchup. So hopefully they can, the LFA can do something to reschedule that for the future. But the LFA stepping things up and getting your opponent on pretty short notice.
Oh, yeah, man. I had to thank Mark Berry, man. Mark Berry's a matchmaker. He does a great job. You don't know this, but between the dropout of the fight, I've had 4 different opponents. So I went from Jerome Rivera, which I like that matchup a lot. Then I went to I'm gonna forget his name. Terrence something. He was that guy on The Ultimate Fighter, the 6-foot tall Alaskan. So he's 6 foot tall, 125. So I had him, Terrence something, and then I had Justin Scoggins, or Jared Scoggins, I mean.
Jared, yeah.
Now I have Nate Williams. So yeah, man, it's been a crazy 4 months of my life.
Yeah, and how has the training camp been adjusting from one opponent to the next?
The training camp didn't necessarily change. I think with Scoggins, there's a few things I had to watch out for. He's very much like I'm a little bit of a brawler, I'd like to say, or I don't even know if I like to say. I think it's just something that's natural for me. I'm a little bit of move forward and kind of throw heat. And I know for Scoggins, I couldn't really chase him around too much. Anytime I move forward, that kid's going to take 3 steps back. So I think with that style, I'd get a little frustrated and end up like chasing him around. So I think for the rest of it, man, it's just do me. I think any of my opponents are, including Scoggins and Nate Williams, is just being myself would be good enough, man. I don't need to go out there and do anything special. I don't need to go out there and emulate a specific person or do something specific. I think having a little bit of key like notes or like a little bit of tendencies that I can watch for or look for. But other than that, man, being myself is going to make is enough. I don't have to go out there and do anything special. I just got to go out there and be myself.
Yeah, and I could definitely agree with that. I think, forcing a finish or forcing a certain type of style is going to be detriment to the way that you fight.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then also I think something that not enough people bring up is your experience. You're 9-4 overall, but a lot of your previous opponents had experience where, we were looking at title fights, undefeated fighters. You fought for the World Series of Fighting, which is, it's kind of a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people like seriously underestimate you.
Yeah, I don't think people, because I have a shit ton of losses, man. And one of my like I said, I've been fighting professionally since I was 19 years old, man. I got my ass whipped when I was a 19-year-old. It was a man versus a boy, clearly. My next loss was against Ricky Palacios, who's like 11-1 or 11-2 at like 155. I stepped up a weight class and fought him, and he missed weight completely, and he's now a 155 or a 145 or something. And he's 11-2, man. He's still doing a great job. And then I lost to Nick Urso, which is a fucking smack in the face. I shouldn't have lost that fight, but I did lose that fight. And then I took the same thing as Nate Williams, man, and that's why I'm so grateful for him. Is I took a 1-week notice against Casey Kenny for a title fight, and like I said, high risk, high reward, man. For fighters, we look for any opportunity to kind of put ourselves out there. But I came up short in that fight too, and like I said, I have 4 losses against 4 great opponents, man. 4 opponents
Agreed.
that are studs, man. Including my first loss was against a NCAA wrestler, and like I said, I was 19 years old, got my ass whooped, and like I said, just chalked up a lot of lessons. Like I said, I don't have the greatest record when you look at it, but when it comes to opponents, man, I fought who's who of flyweights, man. I look at let's say Jerome Rivera, for example. I look at the guys Jerome Rivera fought. Everybody's fought has losing records. He has a pretty record. He's 7-1 or something like that, 7-2. But then he fights everybody with losing records. If you look at my opponent's records, the worst opponent's record that I'm fighting is the current one I'm going to go against now. And even then, he has a shit ton of wins. Like, he has a ton of wins. Like, he has like 30 wins or something ridiculous like that. I'm not fighting cans, man. I'm fighting the who's who of the flyweights. I'm fighting studs, and like I said, and I wouldn't want it any different, man. I wouldn't want to pump up my record and go on and bullshit my way into an LFA title shot and then realize I'm not shit. You know, I would rather go in there, fight the studs, and then, all right, now I know that I'm going against now I know I've gone against the who's who of this weight class, and whoever's in front of me is not going to scare me.
Now let's talk about this opportunity that you have coming up this Friday on UFC Fight Pass, which is kind of a big deal also. You know, you're talking about before you were fighting for a network that wasn't available to everybody, and now you're on a network that is available to everybody. Anybody who's got Fight Pass, all they got to do is turn it on, and you're on. You know, and then add the fact that this is a title fight, if it's still a title fight, right?
Yeah, it's still a title fight.
Okay, see, so add the fact that you're fighting for a flyweight title on a platform like UFC Fight Pass in their second event on UFC Fight Pass. It seems like they're really taking a liking to the smaller guys.
Yeah, man. I think that I don't know. I think that for me myself, man, I think LFA and myself have like a really good like I don't know, I guess rapport, or just I don't know. I think they've done right by me. I've been with that promotion forever, man. I've been with them. I have almost most of my fights with LFA. I got signed with them pretty early on into my career, and I'm grateful for what they provided for me. They've always gave me stud opponents. They've always gave me hard opponents, and they've always gave me an opportunity to shine. So that being said, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful that I get a fight in my hometown, and I get a fight for that flyweight belt at home, man, which is great.
Okay, and then let's talk next steps. Okay, so this Friday on UFC Fight Pass, you're going to fight Nate Williams. And when you win, are you going to have a call out on the mic, or are we talking a call to the UFC?
I don't give a shit about fucking fighting for that. I don't care about retaining that flyweight belt at all, man. Like, see, right here, look at this. I got that Sid. I don't know if you can see it. I'm rocking that Sid Vicious hat. I want to win that belt, and I want Sid to fight for that belt right after me. I think that flyweight belt is going to stay in our gym. Earlier on to that card, I have a guy named George Martinez. He's a 4-0 as a flyweight, and then he's going to get that belt right afterwards. And then I have Nate Smith. He's going to get that belt afterwards. That belt's not leaving Colorado. That belt's not leaving our fucking gym. We have an amateur coming up, Lorvik Acevedo. He's going to get that belt right after us, man. We're going to go on a roll. That belt's not leaving our gym. But I do not give a rat's ass about fucking retaining that belt. And if I do, I want to whoop Jerome's ass. So, but I don't give a rat's ass about retaining that belt. I want to get called up. I want to get to that next level. And if I do call someone out, it's going to be a UFC caliber opponent. I'm not going to call out anybody less than that. Like I said, this fight is about making a fucking statement, man. I don't want to just win. I want to go out there and I want to make a statement. I want to prove a point that I'm not a regional fighter. I'm not a local fighter. I'm beyond that, and it's time for everybody to see that. So I want to go out there and I want to put a fucking statement on this kid, and I appreciate him taking the fight. It means the world to me. I would be heartbroken if I had to sit at home, or if I had to sit in the corner and watch all my buddies fight and miss out on the opportunity, which was like once a main event. So I appreciate him stepping up, man. But like I said, I have to make a statement on this kid, man. There's no other choice for me.
Okay. Now, do you have a prediction for the fight?
I have no prediction for that fight, man. It could go anywhere. I know that he's probably looking to get the fight to the ground, but I'm not positive.
Okay. So either way, you're coming away with the W.
Yeah, man. I don't see how he could beat me. I don't know how I could lose that fight. But that being said, I'm prepared for anything he's gonna throw at me. I'm prepared for anything he can do. Um, but you're not gonna come to my fucking neighborhood and whoop my ass. You're not gonna come to my house and beat me up in front of my family and my friends. There's no fucking way I'm losing this fight. Um, I have no prediction, but I know I'm gonna win that fight. I know that there's no way that he can beat me, especially on this day. Especially, I put in so much work. I had four different opponents, two pretty big injuries. While all these opponents are pulling out, claiming injuries, claiming this, I'm saying fucking yes to every single one of them. I'm not shying away from a fight. Um, I was saying yes to Jerome signing the contract while I was in a boot with a broken foot, man. I didn't give a shit. So, like I said, I'm not losing this fight. This fight means too much to me. This bout means too much to me. I feel like being the LFA champion, something that has been destined for my career, and man, and I'm ready to prove it. And I'm ready to make a statement out there at Nate Williams' expense.
Okay. And before I let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank that got you to your career up until this point?
Yeah, man. Always big thanks to Sid Vicious, man. All my flyweight. I think I gave all the flyweights a big shout out. I want to thank one of my pad holders, G, man. And I want to thank Mark, Mark and Mario. G and Mark, I posted a picture of them on my Instagram today. If you guys are like following Instagram or whatever, but I've been working with them since I was 16 years old, man. I was ditching school and getting a Muay Thai session in. So like I said, I've been with those guys forever, man, and they've been doing a great job by me. And G helped me out especially a lot this fight camp with just holding pads and then fitting me in when he can. He has a full-time job and he's doing this for me. So I couldn't appreciate him anymore. I couldn't appreciate Mark anymore. And then my professor, Mario Correa, he's amazing, man. He's not going to be able to be there for the fight, but I've grown so much underneath him, and I can't wait to just represent him and his jiu-jitsu skills and Mark and G's striking skills out there. So a big thank you to my team, a big thank you to them especially, and then also I want to give a big thank you to Iridium, man. I just switched my management up within like a couple of months ago, and I've never had such great experience with this management team. They're super professional. I couldn't imagine even being without them. So Jason House, Jacob, and Lance, man, I deal with them the most, and they're great. So I couldn't appreciate them anymore. And then finally, I have sponsors, Cure Native and Zensation. They're my cousin's business, man. So he's doing a great job. He's a young kid and just hustling, man. He's
Nice.
in the hemp business, the CBD business, and he's wrecking shop. Super cool to see that. And like I said, man, super cool to have someone like that in your family, man. They raising the bar up in the standards. We're a Hispanic family, not normally coming from like the best educational background and stuff. And he's creating a brighter future for not just himself, but for our whole entire family and our future legacy and all that. So I couldn't thank him anymore and those two companies anymore. And then I'm sponsored by a company called Stashbox, which is a new company for me. I mean, I'm sponsored them. And they're like Stashbox, like vape pens specifically, but they're doing everything too, man. All around Colorado, they're like hustlers, man. They have CBD company, a dispensary, a pipe shop, all of it. And I'm sponsored by their Stashbox completely. But Mongolia Road, man, they're amazing. They're hustlers. They're ahead of the curve. And like I said, being around people like that is just it just ups the bar. And then last but not least, I want to thank R&T Hale and Ace Towing. Those are two sponsors that have been by me forever, man. And those are two people I know very well and I respect and I appreciate, and also just two people I look up to, man. I have a lot of sponsors for this fight, man, and every single one of them I know personally. And I know them a lot, and like I said, they're idols, man. They're people I look up to. They're hustlers, and they're people that you want to be like every day.
All right. Well, that's a nice list, man. That's a nice list.
I know.
I
You didn't expect me to go on like that, huh? I bet.
No. It's all good. I'm here for the fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
the platform, man.
absolutely. I appreciate your time. Okay. Good luck on Friday night on UFC Fight Pass against Nate Williams for the LFA Flyweight title, my friend. Thank you for your time. And let's catch up after the fight, okay?
Hell yeah, man. Hit me up. All right. Peace out, brother. Thank you.
Later, man.
Thank you for taking time out of your day too, man. I know you had work and all that. This is like a lunch, so
hey, like I said, dude, I'm here for you guys. Yes, this benefits me, but it's also a platform where people can come and get to know the real you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We couldn't do it without you guys, man. I appreciate everything.
So hell yeah, dude. And I'm a big LFA fan, and I'm a big flyweight fan. So,
yeah. Always.
so if I was in shape, I'd be a flyweight. I promise.
All right, cool. All right, peace out, brother.
All right, dude. Take it easy. You too.